Hi, my name is John.
And I'm Lloyd.
And we are the hosts of Pint of Comics, a podcast all about pop culture. Lloyd, what do we do sometimes on Pint of Comics that people might want to know about before they listen?
Well, sometimes we drop spoilers and sometimes we swear like sailors.
So, if you're okay with that stuff, listen in and enjoy the show.
First of all, I would like to reiterate that you make one ugly woman.
Okay.
Secondly, while you were out here hopping and reeling, I found out that our host, Dr. Lovelace, is meeting McGrath and his troops at Malroe Point in an hour.
Huh?
You go right ahead, you enjoy the party. I'm gonna save the Republic.
Wiki Wild Wild West. Jim West, a desperado, a rough rider. I don't know any else of
James
that song.
T.
James T. West. That's right. It's a Triple T episode, Trash, Tolerable, or Treasure. You ready for this, Manster?
I am so ready. I'm so glad to be back here in Studio 215.
The 215. We're having a good time.
Yep.
Tonight we've got with us Mr. Arguing with Myself himself.
Yeah, 215.
Chris Frodell. Chris, every time I ever say or see your last name, I think of Yodels. The
Nice,
snack. Yeah.
nice.
Frodell, Yodel.
I'm just as delicious.
And I think, if I'm correct, Yodels are the one of those type of snacks I like. Those are the ones covered in chocolate, right?
Covered with chocolate with the cream in the middle.
What is
right?
the garbage one that's all dry? What is that?
Ooh,
Swiss roll?
Swiss roll.
I think you mean
Is it a Swiss roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the original Swiss rolls, you know, they were about like 3 inches
Devil
thick. They were
Dog.
awesome.
Devil Dogs. Those suck.
Devil Dog. Yeah, after a while, your mouth gets all chalky.
Yeah.
No, what suck is the Twinkies. Those are terrible.
Oh, fuck you. Twinkies are delicious.
when was
Twinkies
the
are
last time you
so
had
bad.
Twinkie?
Are you kidding me?
What's that?
When was the last time you had one?
Oh, they're not good.
Not
Dude.
recently.
They're
No?
not good anymore.
No?
Something changed. Something done changed.
The size.
right.
Because I had one for the first time in years, and I was like, "This fucking sucks." Yeah,
They're tiny.
That's
not
our
good.
Tiny.
Chocodile.
Kind of like the McRib. Like when I was fuck you. When I was younger,
I
those
tried it
things were
once.
good.
Tried it once in my
Not anymore.
30s, I think. They came back around. I was working, and I said, "Oh, I saw a commercial, the McRib."
Yeah.
Sent one of my employees down. I said, "Get me two." It was 2 for like $7. Never had a McRib.
Give me 2, Utah.
Give me 2. Utah.
Utah. Give me 2.
Brought me back the McRib.
You see
and
my dog?
I sat down and I had the McRib, and I mean, I'm not going to lie. I ate the second one, but it was not. This is not something I can
You
picture.
didn't enjoy it. You just ate it.
I'm gonna hook you up right now.
You're going to hook me up.
You go to Nardelli's,
Okay.
and they have rib patties. You know, you pick your
Oh,
sandwich.
yeah.
Get the rib patty with onions and pickles.
So,
100 times better than the McRib. Same ingredients.
all right. Didn't
Ba-da-ba-ba.
I've never had it, but I do like
Fucking
Nardelli's.
delicious.
Yeah, Nardelli's is really good.
Yeah.
We call it Nard Dogs in this house.
Nardogs.
Nard Dogs. That was Scary Larry Dwyer
Oh.
with the tips on shitty Twinkies and Nardelli's.
Sorry, I came in hot.
Came in hot. No, that's good. It's good. People know.
I haven't been here in a long time.
Yeah, no. You and Lloyd, man. You were
Yeah,
you
it's
were
been a
kind
real
of
long
covering.
time. That's it. We're
You
brothers.
were kind of covering. and
We're
then
like Eskimo brothers.
You guys do the Eskimo kiss afterwards?
we did.
All right, we'll
Rub
film
noses.
that.
Yeah.
We'll film that. So Triple T, you guys have heard these before. We're going to talk about a movie that's considered trash and then determine what we felt about it. The very first one we did was Waterworld with Andrew Morgan a couple years ago. And on that one, I think I said we're eventually going to do Wild Wild West.
Yeah, we did.
Because you cannot think of a movie of the last, like, say, 25 years, maybe with more of a connotation of just a complete dud.
It's generally loathed.
It is generally loathed. So let's go over a little bit of the information about the film itself first off. Wild Wild West was released on June 30th, 1999. Summer blockbuster. Do you guys remember when Will Smith owned July 4th weekend?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Absolutely.
This was the, I think, the third, right? 96 was Independence Day. Okay. That was kind of like his backdoor, like, oh my God, this guy is fucking hot. He's not just a TV guy.
Yeah.
A year later, Men in Black, oh my God, this guy's a fucking movie star.
This movie comes along. He's a bona fide superstar.
Bonafide superstar, right? It was made between May 18th of 98 and November 3rd of 98. Directed by Barry Sonnenfeld. You might know him because he made Men in Black.
That's
He
right.
Also made both of the live-action Addams Family films from the
Get
early
Shorty.
90s. Get Shorty. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, here's where shit gets weird. Let's talk about the writers. Screenplay.
Fuck the writers. There's too many writers.
The screenplay. two different screenplays. The original screenplay was written by two guys. They're a partnership. S.S. Wilson and Brent Maddock.
Is he a boat, the first one?
Yeah.
This film was written by a boat.
This film was written by Brent Maddock and his friend, who's a tugboat. They both
the wrestler, the old WWF wrestler.
Yes, yeah, the big bald fat guy. These guys wrote Tremors 1 through 4. So at least there's Tremors 1.
All right, Tremors 1.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Awful. Fuck.
What is fucking
Tremors
wrong
1
with
is
you?
good. Come on, stop
First
it.
one?
Fuck Tremors.
Larry, stop it.
Sorry.
Wow.
No.
All right, let's move past that because that angers me.
Wow.
All right.
They also wrote Short Circuit 1 and 2, which I will come out and say a lot of people have love for those movies. Those movies are not good. They were good when I was a kid, Johnny Five, all that stuff. It does not hold up.
You know what? Does it? All right, so you liked it when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Ellie McBeal.
When was the last time you've seen it?
Not in years, but I know there's blackface in it, right? The Indian.
That was a white guy.
Yeah.
But they told him to, and it was
Fisher
a different
Stevens.
time. I'm just trying to think does it still stand up? Because I don't think I've seen it since then.
No, I haven't seen it in many years, and I can imagine it doesn't.
I don't think it
right?
stands up.
I honestly don't even know if I ever saw the second one because like the first one was probably when I was like 10 or 11. Hit me right, right.
Ali Sheedy,
Yeah, Ali
right?
Sheedy. I said
Yeah.
McBeal, but Ali Sheedy. Yeah.
The second one was trying to get citizenship
Oh, for the
Rightfully
robot.
so.
for the robot
Rightfully so.
and Fisher Stevens.
So what? So he could get married? Why would he need to be a citizen?
Well, he's Indian.
No, the
Supposedly.
robot.
Oh, I thought you
The
meant
robot. Yeah.
The robot's
Well,
Indian?
because he's alive.
Wait,
He
Number
deserves
5 is alive.
citizenship.
You're right. My fault.
okay.
Whatever.
They
All
even
right.
give that away in the first film.
That's
Come
true.
on.
My fault.
All right. Johnny Five is alive. Who's Johnny? Great
He's
hit by
set.
El DeBarge.
Yeah.
So then the rewritten script, a guy named Jeffrey Price and Peter Seaman.
Whoa.
A boat and a seaman.
Wow,
All right?
yeah.
So these guys wrote Shrek the Third and Doc Hollywood. Doc Hollywood.
Doc Hollywood.
Are you a fan?
No.
Okay. All right.
No. It's not a good movie, but I love that girl, the one who's in Tommy Boy.
Julie
yeah.
Warner.
Yeah, big fan.
Going back to the original days of Pint Comics, Sir John always had like these really.
Sir John likes Doc Hollywood.
He loves it, right? He loves it. He's always got these weird opinions.
Such a weird
and
movie.
then like a weird one will come out, and he's like, "I love Doc Hollywood."
Yeah.
The original story.
You kidnap a
But
doctor
hates Fight Club.
and keep him in the town because he broke the fence.
Yeah.
Like that just doesn't sound.
Makes sense.
That sounds illegal.
Come on.
Oh,
you
it's
had
totally-
you had Art Carney as the old doctor.
It wasn't Art Carney. It was Barnard Hughes. That was
Yeah.
the
I always get
grandfather.
confused from Lost Boys.
Lost Boys. Yeah.
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 Fuck Lost Boys.
Say hello.
Oh my
whoa,
God.
Whoa.
Hot takes right at the beginning of this fucking
Sorry.
show.
I don't
No,
think
no,
we can go
I'm
through
not
with this.
sorry. Fuck Lost Boys.
Are you serious?
Yes,
Got no
I
love
hate
for
that
Tremors
movie.
tonight.
Are you
Got
a
no
homo?
love
The
for
only
Lost
thing good
Boys?
in that movie was
All right.
Jamie Gertz.
All right, real quick. Okay, so he dissed Tremors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You dissed Lost
I diss
Boys.
Lost Boys.
Chris, can you diss something popular that people love?
Get out of the way.
Get out of the way. Let's do it right now.
Too much pressure.
God.
I'll go real quick to give you a second to think.
Yeah, thanks.
Fuck Boondock Saints.
That's stupid too.
Fuck Boondock Saints.
Wow. I still have nothing.
You got nothing?
I love everything.
You love everything.
How about
Nice
Fuck
guy.
E.T.?
He's such a nice guy.
Whoa.
No, I'm just
E.T.
offering
My God.
options for you.
He's
Please
offering
don't
it up.
offer me E.T.
Think
Yeah,
on
come
it.
back to me.
Think
Come
on
back.
it. Come back
Goonies?
to you.
Yeah, you hate
I
Goonies?
love Grease. Grease too.
I
hate it.
said Goonies.
He said
but
Goonies,
whatever.
though.
Oh,
He
sorry.
did say Goonies.
Sorry. Goonies. I love Goonies.
Grease 2?
I love
Yep.
Grease
No,
too.
it's terrible.
All
It's
right.
terrible.
All right,
No.
then there
Yeah,
you
I
go.
love
Fuck
Grease
Grease
too.
2.
We're gonna ball tonight.
Yeah, Grease
I
2.
thought that was a popular opinion until
No, John
people
loves
come
Grease
out of
too.
the
I love
woodwork
Grease
and-
too.
and
I
they're like,
dated
"Oh
a
my God,
girl
it's
who
so
loved
great."
that was her favorite movie. Grease 2 was her favorite.
My first
I was like,
Hollywood
my
crush
wife
was
loves
Michelle Pfeiffer in Grease too.
Yeah.
Don't like her.
Oh man.
She always looks like she just finished crying.
Yeah.
Always.
Wow.
That's a turn on for some guys.
Yeah, I
Not
still
me.
like her.
Not me.
All right. Okay. So S.S. Wilson and Jeffrey Price they wrote Doc Hollywood and Shrek 3. The original story was Jim and John Thomas, who you guys might know. They wrote Predator. So
Yeah.
So this thing right off the bat, I'm going to start asking you guys some questions because the whole idea of this is we're trying to figure out maybe what went wrong, and I want to get some ideas on your opinions on things. So I'm going to ask you each around the table here. I'll start with Chris and end up with Larry. Chris, do you think there's any real reason to A, make a movie out of a TV show? Right? Do you think that's a viable thing that we need to do? And B, do you think there should be a statute of limitations on how long between? Okay, so this is obviously a TV show, Wild Wild West.
Are we all getting the same question?
Yeah, I want to know each of your answers to this. Wild Wild West came out in 65 and lasted till 69 for 4 seasons. Mm-hmm. There were 2 TV movies that came out, I think, in 79 and 80, around there.
Yeah.
19 years later, was anybody clamoring for this? So, Chris, first of all, how do you feel about big screen movies being based on TV shows?
There have been successes with that. I think done well, go for it. But if you have something like Wild Wild West you want to make into a movie, maybe rethink that.
Okay. All right.
Like, okay, Mission Impossible. You didn't think that was going to be so successful. We're on, 7 movies coming through?
Right.
I mean, that was a TV show.
Should they be closer to the time the show ended, though? In your personal opinion. Obviously, it works sometimes because Mission Impossible was probably 25 years prior to the first movie.
Yeah, that's true. The gap is a little more. So close. I don't... You have to give me another example that has less of a gap.
Less of a gap. Okay, so... Yeah. Breaking Bad, the movie that came out on Netflix a couple years ago. Yeah. Show ended 7 years ago. They put a movie out.
There's a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
El Camino.
El Camino. So that's 7 years later.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is, do you think audiences care anymore about something 20 years later? Especially when the audiences have probably cycled through ages at this point.
Yeah, probably not. And with the example of El Camino, was it really necessary? I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't really necessary to see where Jesse went.
Right.
After. We all made our assumptions at that last few moments of the Breaking Bad series that he was going somewhere, right?
Yeah.
That's not giving anything away.
No, not at all. All right.
But, so it depends.
All right. Lloyd, how do you feel about that?
Say the first question.
All right. First question, do you think we need to be making movies based on old TV properties?
I think it is something that is viable, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Maybe Wild Wild West, maybe not Wild Wild West. It had a very, it's a specific genre, right?
Yeah.
It's a sci-fi western. They made it steampunk in the movie, but yes, it is viable. Is it necessary? Yes. Maybe not this one, but nostalgia sells. I don't care if it's 20 years later. Nostalgia sells.
So you don't think that there's a statute of limitations on that?
No.
Okay.
Not unless you're talking about something from like 1920. I mean,
okay.
There's no TV in 1920.
A TV show from 1920.
No, you know what I'm saying.
People are clamoring for it.
Yeah.
Nobody's clamoring for any of this stuff, but nostalgia sells.
Chris politely had his hand raised.
Chris. I did because 21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
That was...
Well, that's another question I have, too.
Yeah. See?
That's another question. I'm going to get to that in a second.
So, yes, it is viable, and it is good.
Larry, how do you feel about the whole thing?
What?
Oh, no, please don't make me do this again.
No, listen, you can make a movie about anything, right? I mean, you're talking about Sonnenfeld. He made movies out of Addams Family.
Right.
Which were from the
Another
60s.
TV show, yeah.
And they were fucking great movies. Both.
Nobody was asking for that.
Walking Tall. That was successful with The Rock doing that. There's plenty of, Chris mentioned Mission Impossible. Plenty of movies based on older television shows. Dark Shadows. Right? Didn't Johnny Depp do a Dark Shadows that was pretty successful?
I don't think it was successful, but he did one.
He did one.
I thought it was successful. I don't know. I didn't see it. But I mean, yeah, it can be done, and it can be done well. Was there another part to this question?
Well, I'm going to change this. I'm going to change the second part of the question for you.
Sure.
Because Chris brought something up. Mm-hmm. When they do make a movie, now, granted, there was some stuff changed, obviously.
Let me go on record saying I didn't know this was a TV show. Or that there were prior movies.
Okay.
I thought this was its own property. I had no idea.
Okay. Chris brought up 21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
And you brought up Dark Shadows. Two movies that were greatly different.
Vampires.
And greatly... No, not at all.
That's true.
Greatly different than their source material.
Yeah.
When someone does touch on a TV show, do you like it better when they keep it in the same lane as what the show was? Or do you like it when they do that crazy thing, that 21 Jump Street thing?
I see what you're saying. It doesn't matter as long as they do it well.
Okay.
That's the key.
Yeah, just do it well. 21 Jump Street was super successful by just basically taking the name and just the fact that they were, young dudes infiltrating a high school. Other than that, completely different thing, and it was great. Walking Tall is basically the same thing, just with The Rock instead of big white guy there. I can't remember his damn name.
Buford
T. Pusser.
Something.
Yeah, I forget the actor's name.
But pretty much the same damn thing. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just do it well.
So, in 1992, Warner Brothers optioned Wild Wild West, and the original idea was it was going to be directed by the recently passed on Richard Donner, and it was going to star Mel Gibson as Jim West, Desperado Rough Rider. They left the project to go make another Western.
Another called Maverick.
Which was based on another TV show.
Yeah.
So that didn't happen. That script was by Shane Black.
Shane Black.
Yeah.
More Predator.
More Predator, but also
Squad.
some what was it, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang,
Yep.
some really popular good stuff.
So then who did they want after him?
I don't know. Who did they want
do.
after him?
Tom Cruise,
I did read that.
who then made Mission Impossible,
Right.
again based on another show.
Again, based on another show. So let's get into the cast. All right. Let's see if maybe the cast couldn't hold this movie together. If you don't know the answer to who the lead actor we're about to talk to, what role he turned down to do this, it's going to blow your the seat of your pants off.
Bam!
All right, so the cast. I'm not going to give you the full cast. I'm just going to give you the top 5. Will Smith as a U.S. Army Captain James Jim T. West. Basically, he's hunting for Bloodbath McGrath.
That's right. We had an early example of a character, a racial change in a character.
Yep.
Obviously, none of us have a problem with that. Do you think some of the older audiences had a problem with that, Chris?
With the changing?
Yeah.
Probably.
You think so?
Probably.
Yeah, people could be shit.
1999.
1999.
Maybe still. Maybe.
You were watching the show. You were a teenager in 1965. You don't even have to be racist. You just might be like, why did they? Very much like the argument you hear nowadays. Yeah. Idris Elba can't be James Bond.
Right.
Yeah.
James Bond's got to be a white guy. Well, why does he have to be a white guy?
You heard a lot of this back in the 90s. Yeah.
Right. So I wonder if that was one of them. Now,
Oh, most likely.
Larry,
Hi.
do you know the answer to what role in a giant hit movie that came out in 1999 that Will Smith said no to make Wild Wild West?
I know he turned down The Matrix. Was that the...
That was the
That's the
movie.
answer.
Good for him.
Do you think we would have had a better Matrix with Will Smith and Keanu Reeves?
I'm not a Keanu Reeves fan,
Yeah.
but he's very good in the certain movies, and Matrix was one of them.
Yeah.
I think Will Smith could have done a great job as well. Actually, I think it's a toss-up. I don't think it really matters. I think both of them would have done a good job.
All right. Fair.
I'd like to see that.
I don't want to say, I don't want this to be misconstrued, but I kind of see Keanu more as the hacker type than Will Smith. So I think I'd really have to see it on screen for me to be like,
You're
he
saying
fit that
black
role.
people can't use computers? Is that what
That's
you're
it.
saying?
That's it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
because
thanks, Larry.
I figure we're talking about Wild Wild West. Let's get racial, right?
I totally get what you're saying. Chris.
Yeah.
I can see Keanu Reeves in the everyman role more than Will Smith, right? And that's what he is in the Matrix. He's Thomas Anderson,
And
He's-
I will say,
he's the plain named
Mr.
Anderson.
I will say part of my answering of that is Will Smith, even in this, is Will Smith. He's just like, woo!
Yeah.
Just like, he does that a few times.
Oh yeah, no,
He's real good at being Will Smith.
yeah.
And Keanu is more subdued and just letting things happen around him that I don't think Will would have that kind of reserve
Right.
during that time, during his Fresh Prince days.
Yep. Okay, that's fair. All right, man. So
See,
who else we
Larry?
got in this thing?
All right, next we have Kevin Kline as U.S. Marshal Artemis Gordon, master of disguise and gadgetry, technologically advanced, like pretty much more than anyone.
And the original actor who was like locked into play and left last minute,
George Clooney.
George Clooney. Yep.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
George Clooney had some kind of argument with Sonnenfeld, and at the time felt like he was maybe not the second banana guy, so he left.
99, right?
Yeah, so this is
This is ER George Clooney, isn't
this is
it?
like Three
Has he-
Kings.
Okay, so he's
Yeah.
done some stuff.
He's done stuff. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
You know who else was involved? Name was bandied about.
McConaughey?
Matthew McConaughey and Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp,
right,
yeah.
all right.
All right.
Going back to Johnny Depp again.
Yep.
All right, so Kevin Kline also plays the president, Ulysses S. Grant. Then we have Kenneth Branagh as Dr. Arliss Lovelace.
Great actor.
Great actor.
Another great name.
Evil genius, bigot, ex-Confederate Civil War Army who was injured from the waist down, you could say.
Injured's a
A
nice way to
slight
put it.
injury.
Yeah. And this is an amalgamation of two characters from the show. I guess the main bad guy in the show, and anybody that watched the show, pardon me for not, I had some notes, but I guess the main villain was Miguelito Arliss, and he was a dwarf. And there was another character in one or two episodes that was, I guess, a half guy, like on a steam-powered wheelchair.
Yeah.
And they put them together.
Okay.
Right.
All right, and then you have Salma Hayek as Rita Escobar, She's the main female protagonist in this, and she basically wants to save the captured scientists, one of whom we find out is her husband.
Her husband. Yeah, we'll get to our likes and dislikes later on in the episode, and she's on one side for me.
Yeah.
For sure.
She's on the backside.
She's
Whoa.
Sorry. All right, I got two more. Ted Levine. Ted Levine. Isn't she that great big fat person?
Hurt my dog.
As General Bloodback McGrath. He's got a horn for an ear. He's
the fucking best.
ex-Confederate general who is working with Arliss. And then finally we have M. Emmett Walsh as U.S. Marshal Coleman.
fucking sorely underused.
Emmett Walsh.
I love
that guy.
Emmett Walsh, and once and I hadn't seen this movie in a while, so once he pops up as like their train conductor, I'm like, oh, Emmett Walsh, and he's like literally in 3 scenes.
Yeah, it's not enough.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more, but that's it. All in
There's been a theory going around that if you have either Emmett Walsh or Harry Dean Stanton in your film, it can't be bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll discuss whether or not
All right.
that,
The Walsh Stanton line.
Yeah.
Is there any with both of those guys?
Ooh, that's like the Kane Hackman theory.
Yeah, right.
that would be intense if there is. I don't know.
Let's go over some more stuff. Why don't we go into to the box office, because that's obviously so talking about the cast. There really isn't anybody in here that's like egregiously bad.
Right.
There's just some people that like maybe like
As far as you mean like talent?
yeah, talent is all there.
Jesus Christ, what's his name? I never remember his fucking name. The British guy who was Gilderoy Lockhart, the half guy.
Oh,
Kenneth
He's
Branagh.
won like 5 fucking Academy Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Shakespeare.
he's
great.
a Shakespearean actor.
Right.
These
But
are not bad actors.
But how did you feel about him in this movie?
we need to get there.
Okay.
We need
All
to
right.
talk about
Okay.
that.
We need to talk about it. If you want to know now, I don't think he was bad at all.
Okay.
I think he played his role.
Okay, we'll get to our dislikes, so hold on for that. Why don't we talk about
All
box
right,
office?
box office. All right, so first of all, let's say this thing had $170 million budget.
And it was one of the biggest at the time.
At the time, yeah. I guess adjusted for inflation, biggest expense ever on a movie. And I'm not sure what the promotion was. I think that added, because I read something.
There was like Sean McLaughlin was talking about it today. There was like Burger King promotions,
toys, yeah.
like, there was
There were
toys.
action
There were
figures.
supposed
Yeah.
to be huge action figure
Yep,
lines.
there were action figures and toys that came out
Yeah,
for
so
this.
when you add that into the equation, you're well over 200.
Yeah.
On opening weekend, it made $27 million. This was a 4th of July weekend. It opened on a Wednesday and went weekend all the way to, following Sunday.
I saw this in the theaters. Chris, do you see it in the theaters?
I forget how I saw it, but I remember it. I just don't know if I saw it in my room. Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
No, I did not see it in the theater.
Larry didn't even know it existed.
I didn't see it until this week.
So, all right, keep that in mind. 170 million, over 200 with promotional. It made 113 million domestic and 222 million worldwide.
Big old
Is a big fucking piece of shit.
fat failure.
Whoa.
Fat failure. I texted Larry this earlier. I thought it was funny. Will Smith has talked about it in the last couple of years, and he has actually even at one point, Robert Conrad, the star
Right.
of the show, railed against this movie. He fucking hated this movie. We'll talk about it a little bit more, how much he hated it. Will Smith, Robert Conrad died last year, I think. Will Smith, within the last couple of years, actually apologized to Robert Conrad because he said, I now understand why you were mad back then. Because we were taking your thing and like doing this crazy shit with it that you didn't want done.
Yeah. Robert
Right?
Conrad was great. I love that guy.
He is. He's great. He's every year for Christmas, me and Lindsay watch Jingle All the Way, and he's the cop that keeps on getting into issues with Schwarzenegger's character. He's always great. But yeah, he as a matter of fact, we'll talk about the Razzies in a little bit. He collected the Razzies. He went to the Razzies and collected the Razzies that they won.
Well, he had a lot.
Yeah.
He needed a wheelbarrow.
They swept that year. All right. Do you have any of the movies that came out the same weekend or no?
Yeah, I do.
All right. What came out? I always like this part because we could see, did this thing come out against like some like romantic comedy it should never have been beaten by, or did it get whipped by like The Phantom Menace?
I will tell you top 5. Actually, top 5 plus 1. I'll tell you the 3 movies that came out that week. Summer of Sam came in number 8.
Yeah.
South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. Far superior movie, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Came in at number 4, 11 million. Wild Wild West came in at number 1 that weekend at 27 million. So also in the running that week, number 5, The General's Daughter, John Travolta,
yeah.
Madeline Stowe,
Never saw
Timothy Hutton. Number 3, Tarzan.
Oh, the Disney Tarzan.
Yeah, the Disney Tarzan. And number 2, Big Daddy, the second week.
That one touched the ground.
All right, so something interesting that I had never heard before about this, Chris, I don't know if you read this or not.
What's that?
Is that there's this theory that even some of the money that Wild Wild West made was kids buying tickets to see did you read this? Kids buying tickets to see Wild Wild West and sneaking into South Park.
I did read that, yeah.
They said years later they started to look at it, and I guess it was in that first year, 99, 2000. I think it was still Clinton was president at the time, and he was trying. It was right after this came out right after Columbine, and he had this big bill where he was trying to buffer movie theater security, so kids couldn't get in R-rated movies as easily. But they said that they think a lot, and I guess because they were studying it at this time, they were finding a lot of kids going to buy tickets for Wild Wild West and going to see fucking Terrence and Phillip fart their fucking heads off. I think that's hilarious. And South Park creamed it in the box office. And if they're saying that even enough of it made a dent that it hurt that, imagine how much more South Park could have made if half of the ticket sales were Wild West.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. All right. So I got the whole year as well. So number 10 that year, 1999, Blair Witch Project, 140 mil. Number 9, Runaway Bride. Number 8, The Mummy. Number 7, Big Daddy. 6, Tarzan. Number 5, The Matrix. Number 4,
I thought that was higher.
Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Stupid.
Number 3 is Toy Story 2. Number 2, The Sixth Sense. And obviously, number 1 that year, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Where did fucking Wild Wild West drop?
Wild Wild West, believe it or not, came in at number 17.
Wow.
I'm going to give you 3 films in no particular order. You give me the order you think they came in.
I want Chris to do this.
We're going to go right to Chris.
Right to Chris.
All right, I'm going to give you 3 films. Ready?
Yeah.
Notting Hill,
Yeah.
Wild Wild West, and American Pie. What order do you think they finished?
American Pie first, Runaway Bride, and then
No, Notting Hill.
Notting Hill.
Oh, Notting Hill,
And then Wild Wild West?
and then what? Yeah.
No, Notting Hill first out of those 3.
What?
And then Wild Wild West, American Pie, 3, number 20.
American Pie came in after Wild.
Yes, after
Probably
Wild
because
Wild
when
West.
it got home viewing, it probably got.
Yeah.
I remember. I don't
Wild
know why.
Wild West, number 17.
I remember going to see American Pie with Lindsay on a Sunday night. I don't remember why I remember all this shit, but like we just saw the trailers and it looked like a fun movie. The theater was fucking packed.
Yeah, it
on
was a
Sunday
big
night.
hit. It was
huge.
a big hit.
That movie was a huge fucking hit. So I guess maybe 20 is good for a movie that nobody knew was coming.
It just broke 100 million, what American Pie did.
Okay. All right.
It probably didn't cost very much to make.
No, yeah.
No.
Well, there was no stars in it at that point.
And just
like,
Pie.
Well, you said number 10 for the year was Blair
Eugene
Witch,
Levy.
right?
Blair Witch,
Blair Witch, what was that? Fucking 100,000?
cost like $42 to make.
Yeah. Nothing.
Fuck that
Yeah.
movie.
All right, let's talk. Let's talk Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten
let's see
Tomatoes.
let's see what the critics thought of this thing.
All right, so in order to get certified fresh, you need 60% or more at Rotten Tomatoes. Tomatoes. It came in at 17%, a paltry 17%. Audiences did disagree. They gave it a 28%.
I think anything under 20% on Rotten Tomatoes should be brown at that point, not green.
Yeah, not even this green splotch. It should just be like a pile of turds.
Gross. Do you have the audience one?
Yeah,
there?
28%.
28. Okay, I'm sorry.
28 on the
28%.
audience.
Holy cow. People. So far, we figured out that the audience did not like this thing. Another one of the things I read about this was that at the end stages, when they were planning on putting this thing out, nobody at... Was this Universal? Who made this?
I didn't even write it down.
You know what? I forgot to.
I never record that stuff.
Paramount or whatever company made this, whoever made it, they said nobody wanted to like take like the lead on like the release of this thing. You know what I mean? Like they said like the executives were like, have him do it. You know, like nobody wanted because they knew this was going to be a fucking
Do it for Johnny.
Let's do it for Johnny. They knew it was going to be a solid turd. A solid turd.
Really? They knew? You think they knew that fucking far?
They're saying
release?
I can
They probably
tell
saw
you
the dailies.
I can tell you that I remember, and this is pre-internet stuff, right? This is pre-internet being a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
I do remember when this movie came out, it had bad word of mouth. Like, even as like a 25-year-old kid or whatever I was, I remember like the buzz, like even though watching E Entertainment, you know what I mean? They would be like, and the Wild Wild West is coming, and it's being said that it's not that great, and like just remembering that, because I remember when I went to go see it, I saw it with a buddy of mine, like I remember we saw it like on a weekday, and like back then that was the time when if I wanted to see a movie, I'm going Friday night. I'm going with my friends. We're gonna go Friday night. We're gonna go, whatever. Yeah. And this was just one that, like, on a Wednesday, I was fine with seeing.
Yeah.
And
it did open on a Wednesday, so maybe that's what you did.
Well, maybe, very maybe. But I can also remember there being no fervor. Yeah. I remember going to see Phantom Menace the day it opened.
Yeah, there was word of mouth.
And I had to walk through people playing fucking Jedi, and you know what I mean. And this wasn't like people weren't lined up getting their popcorn for Wild Wild West.
Yeah, I almost beat up a Chewbacca.
Christan.
Fuck out of my way.
A Chewbacca. I like.
Fuck out of my way, asshole.
Larry, since we're on the Rotten Tomatoes section of this, okay, and we're not getting into our ratings yet, but never having seen this before, throwing this in, was there at any point did you have an idea of how you felt about this solidly? Like, was it like, okay, an hour in, I know how I feel about this. 10 minutes in, I know how I feel about this.
That's a good question, because I was talking to Sean McLaughlin about it today. What's a good word? I was confused. I was like, I don't know why.
Right.
I don't know why this is happening, because it seemed to have elements that should work. Like, I'm like, this should work. There's like great actors and there's special effects, and I'm like, but it's not coming. Is this me? I thought right. I wasn't sure if it was me or the movie that was having a problem.
Again, John, how many writers?
Well, 4. Yeah, 2 different screenplays, and then 2 guys that wrote the initial story.
I wasn't sure if it was me or the. I wanted to talk. I wished I watched it with somebody. I wanted to discuss it mid-film.
Right.
I had questions that I wanted answered. I was like, is this me? Am I?
At one point, did you get up? You looked at the TV and said, "It's not you. I swear, it's me. I can't have anything good in my life."
This was one where I had to kept pausing and going for a walk upstairs. Yeah. It's like I need a break. I need to think about what I just saw.
I'm gonna go get an apricot. I've never once ever just gone and gotten an apricot.
Dried apricots.
I need a fig.
Yeah, I need a fig. I need a dried fruit. Nothing has ever made me want a dried fruit more than this movie. Okay, all right.
So without saying what I felt about it, I can just say there was confusion. It started with confusion, and I was confused.
Okay.
That's a good way to put it.
I got another one of my questions for you guys.
Yeah.
So a big part of this movie, all right, is obviously Will Smith is an African-American actor playing an African-American character post-Civil War.
Yeah.
We talked about this on the QT when we did Django. All right, and that's a much more heightened.
Unchained.
Much more heightened.
A little bit.
Okay?
Yeah.
But here we are with a movie coming out that's introducing itself to the world as what should be a blockbuster. You're thinking this is trying to present itself well to Will Smith's audience, whatever that might be. And I'm not saying Will Smith drags in particularly an African-American audience or what. I would assume he brings in...
At this point, he brings in an audience, period.
He brings in young people. Yeah. He brings in probably more minorities than some other people would bring in. He brings in a bunch of people. But do you guys feel, Chris, I'll start with you because I know you kind of mentioned this. Post-Civil War movie, we have bits and pieces of this thing where, at one point, one of the bad guys is in the middle of calling him the N-word and he knocks him out. And then there's a whole bunch of scenes that are like these little tete-a-tetes between him and Loveless that are racial and
racially motivated.
Racially motivated and handicapped little jabs.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
Do
you... I don't think this movie wouldn't work now. All right? In 99 it worked. Today you couldn't do that. I'll be honest. I think it's okay because it was at the time the movie was set. This is what would probably happen. It would be worse, actually.
Yeah.
But this is what would happen. But do you feel that
probably wouldn't be as quote unquote clever?
Right. Did it make you feel uncomfortable, or did you feel like this is wholly unnecessary?
I remember the scene. I remember it, and I was like, "Oh, here it comes." And I thought it was like a couple, back and forth. But I was just like, "They're still going." Oh, I see where they did with.
Yeah, it was like maybe a half a dozen times back and forth.
It was just like, oh my God. I thought it was like, 1 or 2.
And it's not only one scene. They do it at the end again, too.
Yeah. And he calls him boy a lot.
Yeah. Yep. And it was hard to watch, but maybe that's why you have Will Smith as the lead. It is post-Civil War. There's more tension built being the person of color,
Right.
instead of another white guy that he has to fight.
Oh, Larry's got his hand
but
up.
had a hand up.
It was trouble. Oh, he's choking? Is he?
No,
Is
no,
oh no!
no.
Oh, that's
No.
what I usually do when I'm.
Oh no.
No.
I just wanted to add on.
Yeah, add on there.
Yeah.
I don't think it was offensive. I think it was just unfunny.
Okay, I agree.
A lot of it.
I think it would have been fine if it was funny.
Do you think they could have done? Do you think they could do it today?
You'd get shit.
Right.
But I think you could do it today as long as it's funny. Like, I think that was the problem. It went on, and it at no point was it humorous.
Right.
You're right. It didn't get funnier.
this is- yeah.
It got cringier.
It was unfunny from the
Yeah.
very first, and it wasn't even the material so much as how it was delivered.
yeah.
Because the material could have been funny delivered by the right or delivered properly.
Right.
It was just, it wasn't funny. And when you take something and extend a joke that long that's not funny to begin with,
Right.
then you start thinking, okay, is this uncomfortable because I'm uncomfortable because of the topic, or just
But
because
do you
I'm
think it-
watching two people exchange what are supposed to be jokes and none of them are fucking funny?
Right.
I think it's the writing, because it's not like Will Smith can't deliver a joke and Kenneth Branagh.
Right.
I don't think the writing was there.
There's a lot missing.
Yeah.
I think done clever is Blazing Saddles,
Right.
right? This, like Larry says,
Yeah,
is
much
not
better.
funny.
Yeah.
Not funny.
Much better. Yeah, you're right. Never. Boy, I watched Blazing Saddles with Lindsay. She had never seen it before. During COVID, during like early 2020 COVID, threw it on HBO Max. I said, "Watch this." I said, "You never seen it. You're gonna laugh." And she's watching it, and someone was never. She literally said to me, "She goes, is this supposed to be funny? Like, is this racist?" And I'm like, "No, it's whatever
It's
the word is.
satire.
It's satire.
Yeah.
They're poking fun at racists, but they're doing it fucking at 100.
Right.
Right? So yeah, I mean,
And although the people who are racist in it get their comeuppance.
oh yeah, right, absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
that also helps.
All right, Manster, do you think a factor of this movie's failure is the fact that nobody gives a fuck about westerns anymore?
That's a hard question, because
It is a genre that is fucking.
but there are some great westerns. Unforgiven.
But Unforgiven wins awards. Did it do great at the box? You know what I mean? Tombstone is maybe the last pop western I could think
Quick
of.
and the Dead.
Quick and the Dead, but again, that's
No Country for Old Men's a Western.
Yeah, but
Well,
those are good westerns, you know,
Right.
and people did watch them and people did like them.
Bone Tomahawk.
well, okay, but again,
So yeah, see, there's lots of other
Direct to
examples.
video.
Didn't light
Yeah.
up the theater. Bone
yeah,
Tomahawk,
direct to
though.
video.
The problem was this movie was trying to be funny, but it wasn't funny.
Okay,
I don't think there's a laugh in the whole movie that's legit.
Yeah, I was pretty straight faced throughout the whole thing.
yeah. I'm trying to think of anything like got me, and I think you're right. I think you're
No.
right. I think Roger Ebert or some critic, I read some critic did say, like, it doesn't hit anything it tries to hit. Like, every level, the action's not good enough. The laughs aren't
there's
good enough.
no
The opening
substance to it
scene
at all.
With him in that tub with the girl,
Yeah.
should have been funny.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
It was queued up to be funny, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
And no, when he's like pretending that he's still kissing her and
Yeah.
looking out the whole, I'm
Yeah.
like,
That went a little too long.
Like,
I'm
it's
just
not-
like, okay.
this
Yeah.
is not funny. That girl was really attractive.
Garcelle Beauvais.
Who is she?
Who was that?
She used to be on the Jamie Foxx show.
Whoever she was.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Yeah, she's
I was
kind of like
just come up a little bit more.
Yeah. big
she's
fan.
kind of a C-level celebrity. She's been in other things
Yeah.
too. But yeah, Garcelle Bovine, is that what her name is?
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
Garcelle
like that.
Beauvais, I think, something along those lines. Yeah,
Well,
she's
if,
beautiful.
if you're listening, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, super attractive. Yeah.
Big fan. All right, let's talk real quick about let's talk a little bit about the Razzies that year. All right.
Yeah, you got the song.
Did they
I
win
didn't
them
write
all?
any
Did they
down.
win all of them?
So March 25th of 2000, the Razzies is when they give out all the awards for the shittiest movie of the year. So I'm going to tell you what got nominated and what won.
Okay.
The worst actor, Kevin Kline, nominated, did not win. Worst supporting actor, nominated, did not win, Kenneth Branagh. And the worst supporting actress, nominated, did not win, Salma Hayek. Now let's get into the ton that it did win. I got this on the other side of my sheet here. Let me find it here. On-screen couple, worst. Kevin Kline and Will Smith, won. Original song, Wiki Wiki Wild Wild West. Jim, that one.
Dude. You couldn't use Cool Mo D's Wild Wild West?
Cool Mo D's
Right.
in the song, though. right?
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's in the song. Yeah,
Well, why not just use his?
he shows up.
I used to
What
live
about
downtown.
Information Society? Wild West.
Screenplay, the four guys we mentioned before, that one. Director and producer, Barry Sonnenfeld won for director, and John Peters, who we're going to talk about in a second, who lit the world on fire with Batman '89. He won. Now let's talk about John Peters and the mechanical spider. Do you guys know the story about the spider?
No, I don't know.
Tell us about the spider.
Big Kevin Smith thing. I just think this is a funny addendum. I don't know if it really matters, but when you have a movie where they just add something in to add it in. So Kevin Smith got hired to write Superman Lives in like the mid 90s. He goes, he visits John Peters' house, and John Peters is like this fucking ex-hairdresser who's been a producer. He's known to be like kind of like a crazy dude.
Yeah.
He said, I got 3 rules for Superman. Can never be in the regular Superman suit. Can't fly. And he has to fight a giant mechanical spider by the end of this movie.
Can I stop you?
Yeah.
Was this a Nicolas Cage Superman?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
No.
Hold on. Who said he can't fly and can't wear
John
the
Peters.
That was his rule.
Have you ever
John-
seen the documentary about that movie?
No.
I'm going to let you borrow it.
Okay, but I still have questions.
Yeah.
That I need answered now.
Okay.
So John Peters wanted to make a Superman movie.
You got it.
He wanted Kevin Smith to write it.
Yep. Nicolas Cage the star.
I'm already on board because Kevin Smith's a huge comic book guy. I can trust him with this.
Yep.
I read his
But
script and it's pretty good.
He needs Superman to not fly
3 caveats. Not fly.
and not wear the
suit.
son
traditional-
of Jor-El fucking suit.
Traditional suit. And he has to fight a mechanical spider. Oh,
I'm
and then,
okay with the spider.
And then some of the little like minor things where Brainiac was the villain in the movie. Brainiac had to have polar bears that guarded him. And the other one was there has to be a gay R2D2 like character in it.
I forgot that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gay 2D2 essentially.
But
Yeah.
why would he want him to not fly or wear the suit?
I'm going to let you borrow the documentary.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Good answer.
Did they
we
even
could probably
say?
just derail.
I think
the
they do.
documentary?
I think. Well, he's kind of a nut job, right? He's a
He
nut job.
is.
So
Okay.
Kevin
They
Smith
even got him in the interview.
Kevin Smith attempts to make this movie, write it, and it just never fucking happens. A year later, Kevin Smith does one of his stand-up things, where he talks, and he tells this story much better than I will. But a year
Great
later,
storyteller.
he goes to the movies, and he sees Wild Wild West, and it ends in a John Peters production with a giant mechanical spider. Now, a couple years later, Neil Gaiman, the writer of Sandman, said that at one point when he was trying to get Sandman made into a feature film, before Joseph Gordon-Levitt tried, and now it's going to be a TV show, that he talked to Peters, and one of the things was Peters wanted a giant mechanical spider in it. So he has this like obsession with, and this spider had to be in Wild Wild West. He had to get it out there eventually. So that has really nothing to do with anything. I just think that story's great.
Yeah, he just needed to
Well,
shoehorn that thing in there.
That story's insane.
Yeah.
That's I need this. Can we just pause and watch the documentary?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Sure
get it
can.
for you. I'm gonna get it for you. It's,
That might even be on Prime, right?
I don't know if it is.
I thought it was on some streaming.
I definitely have
Yeah,
the
it might
DVD.
be.
Death of Superman Lives, I think it's
Yeah.
called. Yeah. Wow. All right, let's get into. Why don't we get into our likes and dislikes?
Yeah,
of
let's
this
do
movie?
that.
All right, so let's start with Chris Frodell, arguingwithmyself.com. You get your little movie reviews, you get your little anniversary things. It's all great stuff. Chris, give us your first like. We're going to do a couple rounds of likes, and then we're going to do a couple rounds of dislikes. Something you liked about Wiki Wiki Wild Wild West. Oh, Chris was really...
No, I like the people in it.
Okay.
I did.
The actors, or the characters.
The actors.
All right.
The actors. Yep.
Okay,
Lloyd?
he likes the actors.
All right, Lloyd.
All right,
Chris
all
has...
right.
Moving right along.
Moving along, this is a difficult question, and I'm going to just go there because I'm a pervert. I like the scene where some Hayek turns around while she's wearing jammies and the backside is down.
All right.
And that's it.
All right.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry for
things.
going there, but I like that scene.
No, it's fine. I mean, it happened for a
Right
reason.
cheek.
She got those
happened for
cute
a
little
reason.
dimples.
So,
Larry, give us a like. Do you have a like?
yeah. When it comes to performances in the film, I actually really enjoyed Ted Levine.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
I thought Bloodbath McGrath was a fun racist character.
Yeah, I like the fact.
A good way to
kind
put
of
it.
what you said about it too is I like the fact that he's not like they made the character. They don't redeem him, But
Yeah,
he's not.
yeah,
He's not like the piece of shit. It's Loveless that's
Yeah.
the piece of shit.
They gave him they tried to give him a slight redemption arc, but
Right.
he's still a piece of shit.
It didn't. You're right.
Yeah, he's still a
'Cause he supposedly killed
Yeah, he's still
Jim's
a Confederate
parents.
fucking
right. He wasn't the murderer of. He wasn't. He's ashamed of
Right.
the idea that he
Right.
was killed all these innocent people. When Loveless kills his men, he's like, you did this to my men. But yeah, you're right. He's a Confederate piece of shit, but he's not like the ultimate piece of shit in this movie. Like,
Right.
That's Loveless.
And he was good. He was good in his
Yeah.
role. So that'll be my like. I like Ted Levine in this movie.
I'll piggytail off of that in terms of one of the things about Ted Levine I like. I think the production design in this movie is pretty fucking good. Like, this movie looks good. It's not like this was a failure to the point where you're like, man, nothing worked, and the fucking CG and the fucking
Right.
like the
Well,
actual
Industrial Light and Magic.
yeah. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying, of
course.
I'm sure if we got a list of Industrial Light and Magic, there'd be ones you go, not great, not great.
Sure.
There's always whiffs. This movie, for what is considered a whiff in every other way, the train is cool.
Yeah.
The little things like the mechanical spider looks pretty cool.
The mechanics of the workings of the steampunk things, they work well.
Right. Right.
They're very interesting to watch.
All that stuff. The horn, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
And Larry sent me the thing. I like this, the RCA logo. When was it RCA
Yes, the
logo?
dog
Notice
sitting
that?
next to him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. As soon as I saw that, I was like, it's a fucking RCA logo.
Yeah.
Victor. I think the dog's name's Victor.
Yeah, Victor.
Yeah.
Chris, can I get another like from you, or should I skip you?
It sounded
No,
like
no,
it sounded
no.
like he had a rough time coming up with that first one.
I really did. To kind of piggyback on what you said, the production looked good. Towards the end of the film, it seemed like they were definitely in front of a blue screen or green screen, and it just looked awful.
An
No,
interesting
this
part.
is likes, Chris. I think you're getting
No,
confused.
but I was just piggybacking off of that. I already said what I liked.
After test audiences, they made them go back and refilm some of the final. So, like the knife arm guy, no more Mr. Knife Hands or whatever
Yeah.
he says, no more Mr. Knife Guy. The guy with the there's like three like male antagonists.
Yeah.
They weren't in the movie at all because test audiences were like, it's weird that Kevin Kline and Will Smith are just fighting these women henchmen.
Right.
So they went back and reshot that stuff. So a lot of it probably is on some kind of green screen 6 months later.
Right.
Like all those scenes where they fight those dudes are all added in. All right, Lloyd, do you have another like?
All right. So, look, I'm the one who admitted to the Salma Hayek like. You basically, said my other like was the production, the look of it, special effects. If I had to just pull one out of the air, I would say I like that it didn't have any Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in it.
Okay, all right.
Whoa. I like
All right. God damn that episode. I wish I can go back in time and never have done it. Larry, do you have any more likes?
Believe me, so do I.
what did I say already? Ted Levine?
Ted Levine.
I did like Ted Levine in this movie.
Okay. All right. I got one more like. And then we'll go to dislikes.
It's hard.
Yeah, no, Ted Levine was...
Elmer Bernstein's score. Elmer Bernstein did
okay.
a lot. The Great Escape, a lot of classic movies,
You're
and he
right.
did a lot of westerns.
You're right. I
This has
should've
a
went there.
great western score.
Yeah.
A lot of violins, a lot of So the score actually moves it along. Chris, what is your first dislike? Let's just get to it.
Just the story,
Try not to be too broad.
the jokes. The jokes were dad jokes. They were worse than dad jokes.
Right.
Like right off the rip, it's just like really they didn't even try with the script. It seemed like it was just like, oh, you think of something funny, quote unquote funny, and I'll retort. And it was terrible. It was honestly like I'm just like they signed up for this.
So you did, and I might dip into somebody else's dislike real quick, but do you think it was the writing necessarily, or did you think the chemistry between Klein and Smith was off too? Because as we said, they won worst couple, on-screen couple. At
That
the
is
Razzies.
funny that they were in that category
Yeah.
together. No, I think chemistry in this is just they're on screen together.
Okay.
All of them really. Just like Kevin Kline and Will Smith were basically both pining over Selma Hayek. As you should.
Right.
They're just on screen. There's really nothing to judge by. It was
They're
just
there.
they're there. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't care.
All right. I'll reverse direction and go to me next, not you, Lloyd.
All right. That's too bad. That's really too bad.
I'm going to give you, one of my dislikes, and I might get booed here. And I think it's a combination between the writing, the point of the character. Salma Hayek in this, like,
No, she's not good.
what the actual fuck?
Yeah.
There's nothing.
First
for
of
her to
all,
do.
she's. I really like Salma Hayek, and I'm not just saying. First of all, we all know she's beautiful, she's gorgeous. Second of all, she's normally really good in things. Like,
Yeah.
I like her and stuff. I'm not just saying, oh man, Salma Hayek, tight sweater, great. She's always good in stuff. Her character serves fucking
Terrible.
zero purpose in this
character.
fucking movie, man. Like, she's literally there just to be a damsel in distress and not even paid attention to half the time. Like, they make it like
Yeah.
like Klein and Smith are going to fight over her, but they don't even really seem like they really give a fuck. And then the twist at the end, which I don't understand, is why couldn't she just tell him it was her husband?
Yeah.
Is she using her sexual wiles? There's never a scene in the movie where you think, okay, she has her butt flap open. Is she trying to seduce them into helping her? Not really. She's
A little bit. She's playing them against each other a little back
right,
and
but
forth.
I don't know. It just
lame.
She
It's very lame.
she does not work at all in this movie for me. Larry, what do you got for a dislike?
The movie.
Yeah.
Listen, we've said it. It doesn't. It's a comedy that's not funny. How can you be successful with a comedy that's not funny? I might have laughed once or twice and just kind of like a chuckle. Like this is supposed to be a comedy, yeah?
I don't know. Is it an action movie that's not actiony? Is it a comedy that's not funny?
It's everything. That's not
kind of that
everything.
too, because it is supposed to be an action movie, and there's really not much action. I mean, when we were talking about our likes, I did have a second one, and it was the special effects. I thought were the big spider and all that shit. I thought it was really. That's what I was saying before. Like, I'm sitting here watching this movie and thinking, why don't I like this movie? There's great actors. There's awesome special effects, and I like all the gags in the train and all that stuff. I think it's really fucking cool, but it just doesn't come together. It's not a cohesive story. I don't believe any of it.
It's got no soul.
It has absolutely no soul. You mentioned
Oof, I don't know if we've ever said that about a movie before.
and
Yeah,
it
it's got
doesn't. It
none.
doesn't have any soul. Soul comes from performances between actors working together. These guys all look like they're by themselves standing in front of a green screen, and people are just added in later. Nobody is playing off of each other. It's just bad.
Yeah.
Great actors. Like I said, Ted Levine was good. Even Kenneth Branagh wasn't. It was just like, yeah, okay.
It was like a half a performance from him.
Oh.
This has been Pint of Comics. My name is John. We'll see you next week.
Oh, he's half the man he used to be.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's just
You just have to stand up for yourself.
there's just not much to really enjoy. And again, I was finding myself asking myself why. Because
Thinking about
it's got things that should make it a good movie, but it just doesn't come together.
Okay.
At any point.
Manster, hit
Yeah.
it up. Smack it.
You
Knock
know,
it down.
look. Remember what I said for my likes? That's it. That's all I've got.
Right.
Everything else is a dislike. You guys really pointed out all the things. There's nothing else left.
All right.
That's it.
All right.
It's like, don't talk to me
Yeah.
anymore about this fucking movie.
The dislike is everything that I didn't like, and that was barely anything.
Boy, Lloyd is like inches away from just saying "see ya."
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
All right. Let's end this episode since we've got it all out of our systems. Chris Rodell, arguing with myself.com. Go to Facebook, Arguing with Myself. Follow him, like him, subscribe to him, all that good stuff.
Put him in your like list.
I like him.
Yeah, I like him.
I like him.
Yeah. You up until maybe like the last time you saw him, you thought he was Lou every time.
He's not Lou?
No, that's
No,
not
he
Lou.
called me that once.
Was it
That
once?
Yeah,
Oh.
it was once.
I thought this was Lou.
It's Chris Ludell.
That's Chris.
Here's the part of the show, Chris, that you get to take, and I think I know where we're going for the most part. The triple T, trash, tolerable, or treasure. Is this movie a truly trash experience? Is this tolerable? Meaning, it's not good. It's okay. If it was on TV, I'm not going to run away from it. I'm not going to change it immediately. I might watch a little bit. I find some of it entertaining. Or is it a treasure? Like, holy fuck, I'm the guy on earth that loves this movie. What do you got, Chris?
Go.
Treasure. Huh?
No.
Huh? No, it's trash. It's
Okay.
trash.
Hot
It's trash.
dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire.
Okay.
I wish my return to this show wasn't this episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Fair. That's fair. Let's
Still
go.
love you though.
Thank you. Let's go. Yeah, you jumped right at it when I said, "Hey, let's do a triple T." Wild Wild West. You're like, "I'll be there."
I'm on it.
I did. You can go back and see that.
Yes. Scary Larry Dwyer.
Hi.
ConnecticutCultClassics.com, HorrorNewsNetwork.net, all that good stuff.
All those things.
What do you give it?
Up until today, even, I planned to say tolerable.
Yeah.
Obviously not treasure. But because while I didn't enjoy any of it, I didn't hate it. Because there's nothing to hate. It's not even there. It's not even a movie. It's a collection of scenes by actors and actresses who I don't think are in the same room with each other.
Right.
I'm just going to say trash because that's not a movie. This wasn't a cohesive, full movie. It didn't really... I mean, it's got elements that I should like. I love movies that are based in history. Based in the Civil War.
Right.
You know, I love movies based in history. I love comedies. I love things with great special effects and good gags and things like that. This has all of that. And good actors. This is great actors. I love Kevin Kline. I'm a big Kevin Kline fan.
Kevin Kline's great.
But just none of this works. It doesn't work. I don't get it. I don't know why this happened. I'm so fucking confused by this movie.
Do you feel like I like lured you into a van with candy?
Yeah,
Like,
you know what? I'd gotten through 48 years never seeing this movie.
Yeah.
I wish I could have lived my full life.
We're sorry.
And not because it's bad, but because
you wouldn't know. You just wouldn't know.
The opposite
I'm
of
at
hate is
such-
indifference.
Yeah.
I'm at such odds with myself over this movie. I don't understand what happened. I want to talk to the director and ask what happened. Is there a documentary on this movie?
That I don't know.
I do not know.
I'm sure if you go on YouTube, there's
I'm
something.
going to talk to Rob, and we're going to start a fucking documentary on this
There you
movie.
go.
Oh, wow.
Fuck it. I don't know if we can ever get in touch with Barry Sonnenfeld.
I had told Larry earlier that one of the things I read upon reading all this stuff was when the movie came out and Will Smith showed it like to his mother. His mother's reaction was, and Will Smith said this, was, "Baby, you've done better."
She's not wrong.
She's not wrong.
Not wrong.
She's not wrong. All right, I'll go next. I think we know where the Manster's going to land. I am in the same camp as Larry, man. I've seen this movie a few times. I saw it in the theaters, obviously, probably once or twice in the ensuing 25 years or whatever. Watched it the other night. It's when we do these trash episodes, I always think of how I feel when I watch it. Example, a trash episode, the Rollerball remake. I wanted to fucking put a knife through
You were,
get mad. You get
you were
mad. I was
angry,
mad.
right?
I
You were
was mad.
angry. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I'm
angry.
so torn.
Right.
Because I'm getting Blair Witch Project. I get fucking angry. I hate that movie
Okay.
so much.
All right.
Like when I hate a movie, I have like a fucking guttural
Right, you have a
reaction.
feeling
I
about
had
it.
none
Right.
of that for this.
So, like Rollerball remake, anger watching it. Jaws 3D, which I gave trash. Not as angry through the whole thing. It still has elements I can like
Right.
about it, but just like, man, this is just
But that's
so,
a better comedy.
This is so not good, right?
Good call.
I got to be totally honest. I'm going to go with tolerable on this one.
get it.
Because I'm right there, but there's no part of it where I get angry. It's more like this is a movie that just is there.
Happened, yeah.
Happened. So I can't go with trash, but I'm going to go with tolerable. But I could definitely 100% understand where everybody else is coming from. If this was on HBO one day and I was sitting down reading comics and it was in the background, I might look up every once in a while and go, "Oh, that scene where they fucking use that guy's head and they refract the light. That's fucking cool. I like stuff like that."
that was cool. Absolutely.
You know, there's Rollerball remake. There's not one scene that I fucking like. I hated that fucking movie.
the scene where like at the end where he makes fun of him having no legs and then the fucking legs start sprouting out of
Right.
the thing. I was like, fucking sweet. That's awesome.
There's some cool
I still
stuff.
don't like this, but that's awesome.
Right.
All right, Manster, why do you give it a trash?
Right. Hey, I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did.
Wild Wild West, where comedy
your
goes to die. You guys already talked about it. I'm going to expand a little bit. You could love something, right? You can hate something, and at least those things give you a feeling. They give you, like Larry said, a guttural feeling. I'm indifferent to this movie.
Yeah.
And if I'm indifferent, I have no feelings for it. It means nothing to me. It's all concept. It's no substance.
Isn't that the worst insult?
It is.
Like, I would rather make a movie that fucking all of America despises.
Right.
Than a movie where everybody's just like, eh.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. And so because of all that, I can totally see why you're saying tolerable. But I'm just going to say trash because it gives me nothing.
All right, we got 3 trashes and 1 tolerable. I didn't think there was going to be a treasure in this group.
Yeah.
I didn't think there'd be a treasure in this group. All right, Manster, tell everybody out there where they can find Pint of Comics.
Yeah, you can find us at pintocomics.com. It's a really great website. Go check it out. You can subscribe on any of your podcatchers, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon, all that stuff. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter at Pint of Comics and on Instagram at Pint_O_comics. You can even find my Instagram at Lloyd_G.
Oh, I like that.
Shit.
That's hot.
I have not done much art lately, but I'm going to get back into it soon.
I actually have an order for you. Do you have an Instagram? Do you want to give out an Instagram
I do have an
or
Instagram.
Twitter or anything like that?
Instagram is arguing with.
At
arguing with.
At arguing with. Ooh, at. It's like saying www. It's like everyone knows. It's
At.
at symbol.
We all know the at.
Yeah. And as John previously said, Facebook and arguingwithmyself.com.
Check it out.
It's my blog.
Cool stuff. Check Larry's stuff out.
Sure.
And until next time, Manster, do it.
See ya.
Wiki Wiki Wild Wild West. Jim West, a desperado.
Wild West.
Wow, wow, wow.
It's over, Johnny. It's over! Nothing is over! Nothing! You just don't turn it off!